I believe we're live. So,
Mamma mia.
Mamma mia!
A well-known catchphrase of
Yes.
the Stark or Stank podcast.
This is the perfect episode to start talking Italian. Very Italian movie, this one.
Yep. The most Italian, some might say.
Hello and welcome once again to Stark or Stank. My name is Aaron and I'm here with Josh.
Hello, it's me.
I purchased this sound effects soundboard sound maker.
Yeah, now that we've moved on from our previous recording software setup, we needed to make do with new technology.
This
we have the technology.
This is new technology where it holds a whole 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 8 sounds.
How many could you do before?
That are pre-programmed, I think like 10. So, you know, it's about the same, and but these are pre-programmed, so I can't change them at all. So we're gonna play.
What you're saying is that it's a downgrade across the board.
We're gonna play a new game called Name. Okay, so each of these sounds is based on one of the characters. They got symbols on here. Your job is I'm gonna play the sound, and then you have to tell me which character the sound is for.
I'm so glad I'm going to get to hear it through, like, your mic audio. Audio playing from a speaker through a mic always sounds great.
Of course. I don't
know why I'm leaning into
this.
This
is modern technology. Here we go. It's going to sound perfect. Here we go. The first one. Oh, I'm putting my mic. Okay, here we go. Who is that?
It sounds like swords and shit clanging off a bunch of stuff, which leaves me in the dark because I assume it's like a core Avengers member,
right?
And like, if it's like metal clanging off metal, maybe it's Captain America.
It could be. It's not though.
Okay, cool. Great. I'm glad.
It's Hawkeye.
I guess. I guess so. If you say so, man.
It's like a whoosh, like an arrow.
Yeah,
and there's a bunch of clanging.
It's like an arrow being loose. Sure.
Yeah.
No, I can kind of hear that, but it sounds more like just two people sword fighting.
Now this is going to be the hardest one because
that wasn't the hardest one.
No, this is going to be the hardest one because it's like it's a character that I wouldn't expect just to appear on just a random soundboard that is aimed at the mainstream people buying. Here we go.
This to be like Superman.
Here we go.
Can you go? Fuck is that?
It's a great question. I know the answer and I don't even know what it is.
Is it War Machine?
No. You are kind of close.
Was that a good guess?
You're kind of close. It's a friend of a character.
Friend. So that makes me think of like Falcon.
You are correct.
Could it be Falcon?
It is Falcon.
Okay, follow my logic on this. That's like the sound of Red Wing being shot at and doing like a radar pulse or something.
Yeah, I can see that. Sure.
That's how I'm justifying that.
That's great. Brain. That's a good guess. Here we go. Number 3. Spider-Man.
That's a good old thwip.
I can tell you right now, you are not going to get this one.
Oh shit. No, I got nothing. Abomination?
Close. That is the Incredible Hulk.
My next guess was She-Hulk.
Yep. All right, here we go. Another one.
It's a lot of clanging. Makes me.
Who's got something they can clang with?
I was gonna say it's either Captain America or it's Thor. my brain wants to say that Thor would be like the sound of thunder, right?
You'd think so,
probably
wouldn't
Captain
you?
America.
It's
Am I
Thor.
wrong? Damn it! I hate this game.
Okay, next one.
Iron Man.
It's Captain America.
What the fuck was that? What?
I don't know.
Is that the sound of his fucking Vortex branded shield flying through the air?
Maybe.
Making a whistling noise as it
No,
goes?
there's like one little clang at the end.
Yeah, that could be Iron Man.
Could be.
He clangs.
Who's
He's
this
known to
though?
clang.
The real question is, who's this?
Okay, well that's Iron Man.
That's Iron Man. Okay, and then the last one. You are definitely not going to get this one either.
So we couldn't afford to get Vin Diesel in on this.
They couldn't afford to get anyone on this.
Honestly, yeah, they couldn't even get like the right repulsor.
It's all sound effects except for Hulk and this mystery last one.
It's just some random dude in the basement doing his best Foley work, and it's not that good.
That's it. So there you go. They're the 8 sounds you can listen. You can look forward to hearing.
There's no box of scraps.
No boxes. No, this is very.
It's my birthday.
This is very Marvel Comics and not MCU related.
Oh, what a shame.
Speaking of MCU, though,
Falcon would be there then.
I know. That's what I mean.
What the fuck?
That's what I mean.
Very strange.
Anyway, this week we are talking about Shang-Chi, not found on the soundboard.
At least your soundboard had Anthony Hopkins overacting like fuck.
True did. True did.
Okay, we need some shirts with True did on it.
What was I even trying to say?
True dat?
True dat, man? No, there's no way.
You're too white for me. I don't know. You were the one who was saying it.
True did.
Sure did?
Maybe I was trying to say sure did, and then I was like, also true, and then true did.
Like every wire in your brain crossed all at once. Here we are.
Here we are. True did. Let's talk about some trivia about Shang-Chi before we talk about the movie itself. The movie started filming in March 2020, but was put on hold due to the COVID-19 pandemic. Filming resumed at the end of July 2020 and ended in October 2020. This production was recognized as the first feature film to reopen Disney operations globally since the COVID-19 lockdown. They managed to successfully wrap production in Australia with 0 positive cases and 0 production standstills.
Hey,
so good job, everyone. Now, this is directed by Destin Daniel Cretton. What's he made before this? I didn't look it up. But he said they went through a lot of...
We run a quality podcast here.
They went through a lot of contenders for the lead role, but found the perfect package in Simu Liu. He has the athletic abilities, but he's also a terrific actor, showed fantastic chemistry with Awkwafina, is fluent in English and Mandarin, and is comfortable shifting between Western and Eastern cultures. Co-writer David Callahan adds that Liu's code-switching ability was an integral element to the character of Shang-Chi as well. Yes, he did good. Simu Liu tweeted in December 2018 about asking Marvel for the role. He later retweeted that original tweet on July 2019, thanking them after he was cast in the movie. That's
what we call manifesting your dreams.
Exactly. He shot his shot and it worked out. Good job.
Gotta shoot more shots.
Yeah, for sure.
But there's a fucking line in this movie about if you aim at nothing, you will hit nothing. It's a good line.
It's true. Facts right there.
True did.
This is renowned Hong Kong film actor Tony Leung. I swear, I checked all of these people's names beforehand so I didn't fuck them up, and now I'm complete.
I believe you.
Chew Wise, first role in an American film, and his first English-speaking role, even though he was always fluent, has always spoken it fluently. That's a weird way to phrase that.
It's a strange sentence, yeah.
Saying that, though, the first English line of this movie isn't spoken until about 10 minutes in.
Yeah, which, you know what? Credit to them for committing to that.
Yeah, it's good.
Making people read subtitles in a big budget, like Hollywood movie seems like a big deal these days.
Mm-hmm. Manga Zhang, the actress that plays Xiaoling, met action designer Young Lee while making the movie. The two started dating, and by the time the movie wrapped, they were married. That's a fast turnaround, bro.
Yeah, wow.
To celebrate, Simu Liu took everyone to Disneyland, while Aquafina took everyone to karaoke.
Well, all right then. That's a fun celebration.
Benedict Wong. Okay, so at the end of the movie, Benedict Wong comes in, right?
As Wong.
Benedict Wong surveyed the bar set for the end scene before filming began, examined the chairs and tabletop, and told Destin Daniel Cretton he was ready. He didn't tell anyone he was going to walk up and shove apart the two chairs and their occupants, so these are natural reactions. I noticed that last night rewatching the movie. I was like, that makes just pushes them apart like this.
He does it so well too. It's just so fluid. Like, it feels like it could be scripted and the reactions are appropriate, but you know, it makes sense that it wasn't.
Yeah,
it feels very, sudden. It's a good choice.
Yeah, it's good stuff. Katie calls Trevor a jester, and Trevor responds, "Nunkle, nunkle." This is how the fool addresses King Lear in the William Shakespeare play. In Iron Man 3, Aldrich Killian said of Trevor, his Lear was the toast of Croydon.
The toast of Croydon!
So I guess that's a callback to that.
What an amazing callback to an amazing film.
Hell yeah. With an amazing actor.
Yes, well, the more references I can get to Iron Man 3 and specifically Trevor Slattery, the better.
I agree.
Everything we can get to cement that movie's place in the legacy of the MCU. Awesome. I'll drink angry fanboy tears till the day I die.
Sapes. Now let us... you like this movie or not? Do you hate this movie?
I do. I like it a lot.
Do you want to burn it?
I like it a lot.
You want to burn every copy?
No, I was really happy that it was like my first back in cinema experience after the pandemic. It was really strong.
Yes, I agree. I really like this movie.
I have some trivia for you.
Okay, go.
Portions of this movie were filmed literally within walking distance of where I work from 6 till 2:30 Monday to Friday.
Yes,
they actually filmed a lot of the Tarlow scenes at Prospect Reservoir, which is literally down the road from where I work.
Okay, cool. It was they're filming a lot of stuff in Australia with the MCU.
And I know a guy who was an extra on this movie. I wouldn't say we're friends, but we're definitely acquaintances.
Okay. Well, I know someone who just worked on Mad Max, the new one.
I don't know.
Furiosa.
I really feel like you needed to follow that up with something.
Furiosa.
Like the sentence hit a crescendo.
He asked me if I wanted to move to pick up a car and take it somewhere for the movie. And I was like, nah, fuck that. I'm not doing that. That's all I have to say.
Man. What the fuck? What if it was a cool Mad Max car?
That's what I thought, but he was like, nah, it's just gonna be like a moving truck.
Or Captiva.
No, it's like a truck to like carry stuff. Oh. That's all it was.
Okay, that makes more sense.
I was like, nah, it's boring. I don't want to do that.
Oh.
Now Movie magic. It needs to be a truck. Trucks look like cool cars when you shoot them, when you film them in movies.
Cool. Cars don't look like cars on film.
Yeah, exactly. Gotta use trucks.
What do you use when you need a truck?
An
Just take
airplane?
a couple buses together.
All right. Let us now talk about the plot of Shang-Chi and the Legend of the Ten Rings.
And the legend. Can't forget the legend.
No. In ancient times, a man named Xu Wenwu discovered 10 mystical rings. These artifacts blessed him with immortality and unmatched power, allowing him to become a dominating conqueror. Founding the Ten Rings organization, the terrorist syndicate would spread to nearly every corner of the world over the millennia. Still, Wenwu was not satisfied. Having heard of the ancient village of Ta Lo, he sought to enter the realm for its mythical creatures. In 1996, he ventures into a bamboo maze and comes across Ying Li, a woman guarding the entrance to Ta Lo, who decrees that he is unwelcome in their village. Wenwu refuses to back down, leading them to fight. The two lock eyes on multiple instances, and while Li manages to defeat him, they quickly fall for each other. Li retells this story to her young son Shang-Chi, while also giving him a green pendant to find his way back home. That's the beginning of this movie.
We love a flashback.
Yep. I also love lots of wire work in fight scenes.
Oh, it's so good.
Yeah,
it's so good. When I sat down to watch this, the first thing I messaged you was like that fucking fight scene between mum and dad.
Mm-hmm.
It's so much fun to watch.
Yeah, and seeing the different styles, like the like she's doing all the wind shit, and he's just like
there's lots of like Tai Chi style and I think Hungar.
Mm-hmm.
Like it's very like flowy on one side, very rigid on the other. It's nice.
Yeah,
it's just fun to watch.
It's good. It's a good fight scene, and him like at the beginning with that big battle, and he like fucking flings himself off the horse, and then that was really good too.
Everything with the Ten Rings. So the Ten Rings in the comics are like rings that you wear on your fingers.
Yes.
And in this, they've been re-envisioned as like weighted training rings that you would use in Kung Fu, and it's such a great choice. It is such a good decision. Because like rings, I guess, but this is so much more visually interesting to use them. Fight scenes, you whip them around, and that looks super cool.
I believe
use them to blast off the ground.
Yeah, I believe the reason they changed it initially was because they just had Thanos, who had a bunch of jewelry, and they were like, "Yeah, we don't want to do that again." So,
yeah, it looked a little bit old hat by that point. But yeah, like this is an inspired decision. And the way they use it in the context of the movie, like all the actions of, I'm going to call him Mandarin, even though he's not the Mandarin. It just looks really fucking cool. And every time it was used, I'd be like, yeah, sick.
They're very good. The 10 Rings are cool.
Who would have guessed?
Who would have guessed? This whole opening sequence and the family montage bit, good stuff.
Yeah, I don't know if it's in this bit or in a later family montage flashback, but there's a bit just after their wedding where I'm not going to call him Mandarin. I'm going to use his actual character name, which is Zhu Wenwu. When they're having their like wedding photos taken, and it's in front of a little backdrop of a nice serene rainforest. Like, you could have just got, this guy has money and power and influence, and she's literally a god woman from an alternate dimension. You could have just made this happen. You could have just flown somewhere and gotten photos taken, but no, we're gonna do it at the compound. We're gonna have a little backdrop.
Yes, I made note of this too.
The kind of photo that all of your Asian friends have in their living room of their parents.
Right. In the present day, Shang-Chi, now going by Sean, and his best friend Katie Chen work as hotel valets in San Francisco. This comes as a minor annoyance to their friends Sue and John, along with Chen's parents, as Chen and Sean are overqualified for their job. One morning, while they ride the bus to work, Sean is suddenly attacked by men seeking his pendant. As he manages to hold his own against them, Chen is forced to take over the wheel after the bus driver is knocked unconscious. It's speed. The driver really gets shot, and then Sandra Bullock has to drive.
Yeah, but the bus is allowed to slow down. It just can't because the brake wire.
The bus that couldn't slow down.
It is a bus that can't slow down. You're right.
As he manages to hold his own, after Sean throws his attackers off the bus, Razor Fist emerges and attempts to kill him with his machete limb, while Sean escapes unharmed. The assassin working for the Ten Rings has seized his pendant, recalling a postcard supposedly sent by his sister Zhu Xiaoling. Sean prepares to depart for Macau. Chen insists on tagging along with him, determined to learn who Sean truly is.
So we started off really strong with the wire work fight scene between Mum and Dad.
Yes.
In the flashback, and then we follow up with maybe the best fight scene in the MCU.
It's very
good.
Look, this is very good, but then also the fight later between Shang-Chi and who's the person that used to whack him with a stick?
Oh, the trainer, Death Dealer?
Yeah. That fight in that room, really good.
I think okay, if we can sequester off like the big group fights from the one-on-one character fights, then big group fights, this is the top tier, with the Captain America elevator scene close behind.
Say it's far behind.
You don't like the elevator?
If I'm comparing it to this, it's
that's
a very good scene. That's a very good scene fighting in the elevator. It's badass. But if we're talking like quality of fight scene.
Of fights, yes. This one is far superior. It's far and away the best one.
Yeah. It's very good.
And there's a lot of character in there as well. It's not just cool moves and shit, but there is a lot of cool moves. It's a lot of like Shang figuring shit out on the fly, problem solving, doing selfless shit like holding down fucking Razor Fist while he gets everyone else into the front half of the bus, and then he's kicking dudes off this bus. It's so good. The bit where he like locks Razor Fist down in the corner and sort of ushers everyone forward, and then Razor Fist like does the big fucking sweep up over and the fucking connection between the bus segments. It's very good. I like it a lot.
It's
also there's that influencer on there.
Right, yes.
He's funny. I like him.
Do a flip. That guy.
Yeah, it is that guy.
Yeah.
I just liked how he's like, I used to do some martial arts back when I was a youth. So I'm gonna be commenting on his technique.
Yeah. It's funny.
Just this big dude on the bus.
Why? What? Look.
I'm looking.
I'm like, this is probably why we were doing it through Twitch before. This is why I didn't do it through YouTube for a while. I can't chat in the chat window in Streamlabs. I have to chat in a separate browser window that opens from Streamlabs.
Oh yeah, I used to be able to see the chat in the box here, but now I can't. I've just realized that.
Well, there's no one watching anyway. Fuck them. On the flight.
Fuck those guys.
Anyway, yeah, great scene with the bus. Good stuff. I love the
using the bus stop signal as an actual part of the set piece. That's very good. Very intelligent.
And fun. It's fun.
Stupid as shit.
He sure is. In many ways.
I feel real bad for that lady whose laptop gets fucking halved for no reason.
I know, just to whack him across the face one time.
Does he even? I just remember picking it up.
He picks it up, cuts it in half, and then he just whacks him in the face with it, and then just gives it back. Yeah.
So yeah, it doesn't even last a single attack. It gets cut in half, and then he uses it, and then he gives it back.
Yeah.
He's been punching this dude
And
the
she's
whole
just
time.
like,
she's like pleading with her
why?
eyes. About to say, no,
why
no,
did
no,
you
no,
do that?
You had student loans to pay off, guy. Come on.
On the flight, Sean reveals his true name to Chen and his life before meeting her. Oh, we missed the scene where he has breakfast with her family.
Yeah, the nice little family scene with Katie's family. I
Yeah,
like the
was
grandmother.
good.
She's nice.
Yeah, Day of the Dead.
Asking when they're gonna get married.
Yeah. Yeah, the Day of the Dead thing and the joke about leaving a bottle of alcohol on the grave and then it was
a bottle of
gone.
whiskey and then it was gone the next morning. Like, oh, it must have been his spirit.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think Grandpa can take Funyuns and cigarettes back to the afterlife.
Yeah, it's a really nice scene. It's good stuff. On the flight, Sean reveals his true name to Chen and his life before meeting her. After his mother died while he was 7, Wenwu began to train his son to become an assassin. Under the cold supervision of his mentor, the Death Dealer, Shang-Chi learned the many ways to kill a man. Finally, after 7 years of training, he was sent on a hit, but he fled to San Francisco instead. After landing in Macau, Shang-Chi and Chen locate the address of the postcard, finding the Golden Daggers Club. However, as Shang-Chi has signed a form when he first entered the building, he unknowingly has placed his name in for a fight on the grand stage. As Chen spectates, Shang-Chi faces a new opponent, a woman whom he immediately recognizes as Xialing. Shang-Chi refuses to fight and attempts to inform her about their father's impending arrival, but he is knocked out. Xialing, embittered at her brother for abandoning her when he fled for San Francisco, reveals that she was not the one who sent the postcard. The Ten Rings infiltrate the club, searching for Xialing's pendant. Shang-Chi and Chen are left by themselves when Xialing deserts them for the elevator. They attempt to scale the scaffolding outside to reach another elevator, but the terrorists attack them there. Shang-Chi fails to catch Chen when she begins to fall, but Xialing saves her. This is very long. All right.
Yeah, it's going real play-by-play on this action series.
Yeah. Death Dealer appears to snatch Xialing's pendant, prompting Shang-Chi to give chase and fight him. Shang-Chi prepares to kill his mentor, recalling his harsh treatment during his childhood training. However, Shang-Chi is stopped by Wenwu, who has already captured Xialing and Chen. They are taken back to the Ten Rings headquarters, where Wenwu reveals that his late wife has been calling out for him to come and save her. Recounting that she had left her village to be with him, he believes that the people of Ta Lo have imprisoned her for that decision. Then, using the pendants from both his children, he generates a magical map made of water. The map illustrates a clear path through the bamboo forest of Ta Lo, which only opens before the Qing Ming Festival. There you go.
That was a long paragraph.
That was like 3 paragraphs, but it was like it all blended in with each other. So
there's no real good stopping point there, I guess. The Fight Club is fucking cool.
Yeah,
I want to see. I want to see Disney Plus miniseries of just shit that goes on there.
Sure. Yeah, it's just people working at the club.
Even the back room. Even just like the back rooms, you've got like widows fighting. Oh god, what are the fucking Iron Man 3 extremist soldiers?
Yeah.
You got a sumo guy, which the comic reader and me can only assume is Fat Cobra, one of the immortal weapons from Iron Man. Iron Fist. I just want to see more of the cool superhero shit that goes on behind the scenes there. Fucking Abomination and Wong are there, just hashing it out, training. I think, and still not entirely clear.
Now that we know where that portal leads to at the end there, that final portal, I was like, oh yeah, that's that place. But like seeing the movie the first time, you're like, where the fuck is that? Like, where are they going?
What am I looking at? Oh, it must be some Thunderbolts shit. It turns out,
nah. Yeah,
we'll get there.
It's cool to go back and see how far ahead that was planned out.
It's one of the only things in Phase 4 that I feel like we've actually seen sort of planted and paid off, right?
Yeah, really.
in terms of like interconnected stuff within the movie. Like none of the apart from Wanda in Multiverse of Madness, that would be the other thing.
Yeah.
But people get mad about that, so we don't talk about it.
Yeah. Yeah, no, this whole again, really cool fight scene, the scaffolding fight.
Scaffolding action scenes are fucking sick and we need more of
them. Which is like a classic like
oh yeah.
Thing.
And this is classic kung fu movie shit.
Yeah. And then but this is like with millions of dollars and on the side of a high-rise building.
The Disney production value.
Yeah, exactly. And yeah, and then the fight with the Death Dealer, really good.
It's very fucking cool.
It's well shot and awesome.
There is something else brought up in this part of the synopsis, which is Shang-Chi explaining that his name is not Shang-Chi. It is Shang-Chi. It's not Sean.
Right.
And before we had gotten to this point the first time watching the movie, I was like, are they calling him Sean or Shang? I can't figure it out. And there's a point of confusion in the movie where like Katie's also just like, Sean. Shang? Sean.
Shang-Chi?
I'm like, are you just... Am I going crazy? No, that is actually a plot point in the movie. So thank you for pointing that out.
Yeah.
And then also the flight attendant being like, oh, would you like chicken or vegetarian? Oh, beef or vegetarian? Oh, we're all out of vegetarian. I'll have the beef.
It's... Yeah, it was like...
Cutting off this very like somber, dark backstory.
Then the beef, because it's all you have.
Oh, I will also have the beef. We also get Katie's Confusion Tactics singing Hotel California while hanging off scaffolding.
Yeah.
Badly, I might add.
Yeah.
Good job.
It's not great at all.
It's not good.
It's
bad.
It's just bad. Yeah. This whole thing, this whole sequence is great. Okay, Wenwu reveals his intention to burn the village of Talo down after rescuing his wife, a plan which alienates his children and Chen into raising their objections. For this, they are thrown into a cell. They eventually meet and imprison Trevor Slattery and his Dijang pet, Morris.
You tried.
Dijang. Dijonnaise mustard pet.
Oh god damn it,
Morris.
Let's see if I can find a spelling of this.
Dijang.
Dijang.
Dijang, also known as Hundun, mythical creatures from the realm of...
It's not making it that much easier.
Hundun, I can say. Dijang.
Yeah. Well.
Anyway,
we tried.
Just
do what Katie does and call it a chicken pig.
The pig chicken, the pick and chig.
Pig chicken.
Morris, who reveals there's a way to pass through Talo's forest maze without waiting for the clear path to be revealed. Using an escape route discovered by Xialing, the party infiltrates the garage. After hijacking Razorfist's car, they fight off the 10 rings and flee from the compound. Razorfist's car is pretty cool.
It's just fine.
Just get graffitied his name on the side.
Razor fist on the side. And also the key has a fucking keychain. It says fucking Razor Fist, but without the A or the it's so stupid.
It's funny. It's funny.
Funny.
It's pretty good.
It's very silly.
Yeah, this
Trevor's back.
Trevor's back. He's back and is very funny. He's Trevor Slattery. He hasn't changed.
Ben Kingsley's so fucking good.
Yeah, he is. I believe
every word out of his mouth is fucking gold. The bit where they see Morris and they freak out, and he's like, "Oh, good! I thought I'd gone insane. I thought I was hallucinating."
I can't remember if it was announced that he's cast in something or if there's a rumor that he's cast in something else. but I believe
that he is currently cast in something.
There's something upcoming that he may appear in again.
Oh, neat.
I don't know. I remember seeing it.
I'd be into it. I always like more Ben Kingsley.
Yes, for sure. Yeah, good stuff.
I like that when they steal Razorfist's car, they steal the key, and then his sister like steals the lockbox with all the keys in it as well.
Yeah.
Instead of just taking the thing off the wall and then taking the key out, they take the key out and then take the box. Okay, I guess so.
Approaching the forest maze, Chen is guided by Morris and Slattery as she maneuvers through the shifting... I just remembered the...
Planet of the Apes.
Planet of the Apes. It's so good.
The greatest sequence of words strung together.
It's so good.
How did they get those monkeys to ride the horses?
They were acting like they were riding horses.
They're just actors, Pet. They weren't riding horses. They were just acting. And if they get those apes to act, then I could do it too.
Oh, it's so fucking good. Anyway,
he's so stupid. It's amazing.
Yeah. Jay's guided by Morris and Slattery as she maneuvers through the shifting bamboo to reach Tarlo. They manage to make it through unscathed. As they drive into Tarlo's village, they are confronted by the locals who urge them to turn back. However, Lee's sister Yingnan intervenes, finally meeting her niece and nephew. Nan? I'm going to say Nan. Takes them through the history of the realm. Once a prospering civilization, the emergence of the Dweller in Darkness and its army of Soul Eaters devastated Tarlo to near destruction. Fortunately, the Great Protector intervened and the Dweller was sealed off in a cavern where it would begin to lure people to it by imitating the voices of their loved ones.
Pretty good plan.
Yeah, so this is the part of the movie where, look, it's all neat, it's all necessary, and it's all good, but it does start to drag a little here in the middle. From the point of where they're taken back home to the point where the Tarlo battle starts, it just starts to get a little. It's not boring.
Yeah, it's just a little dip in momentum.
Yes,
but you kind of have to have those peaks and troughs to have nice sense of pacing and rising action.
I'm only bringing it up.
Hangs around a little bit long.
Yeah, I'm only bringing it up now because I need to talk about it later.
You got some Starks and Stanks to justify.
Yes. Look, I like this whole movie, and there's nothing I would be like, oh, that can go. This is a necessary part of the movie.
Yeah.
And
but unfortunately, Stanks are a necessary part of this show.
Yes, exactly.
We kind of have to. I will agree. This is maybe the hardest I've tried to figure out any Stanks.
Yeah,
for one of these.
The same for me.
They usually come much easier.
Yeah, this movie is really good.
Yep.
Yeah, I like this whole Dweller in Darkness and Great Protector.
Yeah, the lore is
thing.
Neat.
Yeah.
Like all the mythical shit in Tarlo, all the creatures and just the environment itself all looks really nice. It's well realized. There's like neat shit that you see there that you would never see if it was if this was a Black Knight movie in the MCU.
Right.
You wouldn't see any of this shit because you see like fucking dragons and other, Western legendary creatures that are overexposed in media.
Yes.
You get a nice new take on, what legendary creatures look like in this setting. It's cool. It's nice for variety, if nothing else. There's a weird looking horse, though.
It is a weird looking horse. Yes. Good setup. Good.
I do need to point out that Morris is maybe the most adorable thing without a face that I've ever seen.
He is. Yeah.
Fuck.
Don't know how they did it.
So expressive.
Yeah,
with
exactly.
No face.
It's the magic carpet trick.
The wings do a lot of the
exactly.
A lot of the expressing.
Yeah.
Like carpet's tassels.
Yeah, exactly. Nan suspects that Wenwu had fallen victim to the Dweller's influence. As she trains Shang-Chi in aerokinetic martial arts, Xialing practices with a new rope dart.
Just say wind bending.
No, aerokinetic. No, that's trademarked. Aerokinetic martial arts. Actually, I watched this with Holly last night, and she was like, "Are they airbenders?" And I was like, "That's a different franchise."
Again, that is trademarked.
Xialing practices.
You don't own that yet.
No, not yet. They're working their way there. Xialing practices with a new rope dart while Chen learns archery, all in preparation for when I was looking at Wenwu, and I said preparation.
I could hear it happening, and I knew. It's okay. It happens to us all.
Preparation for Wenwu's arrival. One night, Shang-Chi sits alone at the lake and remembers the night of his mother's death. At the hands of his father's rivals, the Iron Gang, he reveals to Chen that he lied about not carrying out the hit against the gang's leader on his first mission. He declares his intention to kill his father for his involvement. The following day, Wenwu and the Ten Rings begin their invasion. Shang-Chi confronts his father, but Wenwu overpowers him and casts Shang-Chi into the lake. Wenwu approaches the barrier and begins to attack it, which releases the Soul Eaters.
So the training scene between Auntie Michelle Yeoh and Shang-Chi is fucking cool.
Yeah, it is.
They have a really good family dynamic there. Like they have a very warm sort of interaction between one another. It's very nice.
Yeah.
Katie learning archery is a bit out of left field. I'm into it though. She needs to do something.
Exactly. She had to have something to do, so why not?
There's only one person here with nothing to do, and he does it perfectly.
Yes. It's yeah. Yeah, the Ta Lo stuff's all good, and they expand.
It's a great place to reflect upon the tragedies of your life, as
right.
The movie displays really well.
Yeah, and they expand upon it and say that there are, other cities and towns.
There's like civilizations in this. They call it another universe.
Yeah, they do call it.
I'm not sure what the wording on that is. Like, if that's probably reading too far into it.
Probably.
This is part of the multiverse saga, though, so who fucking knows?
It's true.
Any thoughts on the gear they pick up? The red gear for Shang and the white gear for Xialing?
I don't. Look, Shang-Chi doesn't have the greatest costume in comics. It's
his changes a lot. It's mostly just a color scheme.
Yeah, pretty much. So it's not like they had much to work with. It's fine. It's not the most amazing costume.
If you come out looking slightly more interesting than Liu Kang from Mortal Kombat, I think you're doing fine. And I think we got there.
It's
fine.
Slightly.
It's like, it's fine. I do like the texture of the dragon scales on the costumes. Those are very cool.
Yes. You said that just as the background changed to like show it. Good timing.
Oh. Ooh. Yeah, look at that.
Look at that. Look at that. Look right there.
Yeah, like that. That stuff's really cool. I wish something more interesting was done with it, but it's fine.
Yeah.
Maybe he'll get something cooler when he's like an official Avenger.
Yeah, that's what I was about to say. When
he's got some marketing behind him.
Right. Well, there's time to change it up and make it cooler.
Yeah, for sure. The fight scenes between Wenwu and Shang-Chi are fucking exquisite.
Yeah, very good. Very good.
The one specifically when they are like facing off in front of the gate is so fucking cool.
Yeah.
There is so much cool shit going on there. Lots of ring blasts and like counters and it's just fucking amazing.
Yeah, the action scenes are all very well shot and edited in this
also
movie.
Familial drama.
Yeah, exactly.
We love it here at Stank.
So we do have the he has rings and he also has rings and they're fighting each other. We get the
We get a bit of the
two versions. Match. Yes, that's what I meant. That's what I'm looking for.
That said, it's less. It's only a mirror match in like the last half of it when Shang kind of wrests half of the rings from Wenwu.
Right.
Like he does have to steal them mid-fight to get them, which is slightly more interesting than what we normally get.
Sure.
And they're used in really cool ways. So the way that Shang-Chi sort of has them floating around them and he directs them in a really nice flowing pattern, and when we was whipping them around in these really harsh attacks, it's such a cool juxtaposition.
Yeah, it's good stuff. Very good.
Also, there's one specific move I want to call out where Shang-Chi uses the rings as steps to step through the air and like bring a fucking spin kick down on Wenwu, who does block it, but it's still very cool, and the block itself is fucking rad too.
Yeah, that part was cool. Also, there's a bit. They've got these like big lion things.
The lion dogs.
Yeah, those things, and someone like whacks one of them. It's a good comedic bit. Someone like whacks one of them, and it's just a pause, and it like looks at him, and it just goes, poof, and it just goes fucking flying.
I love a good. You fucking for real?
It's so fucking funny.
When beasts of myth and legend give you the, are you fucking serious?
Yeah, I like the soul eaters. They're cool.
They're neat looking little bat demon things.
Cool and gross.
Yep.
I'm into cool and gross.
Yeah, you are. It's a shame. It's a shame Death Dealer gets jobbed out like a bitch.
Well, here we are. Death Dealer is immediately killed when his soul is taken, prompting Razor Fist to ally the Ten Rings with Talos Guardians to confront the threat. In the lake,
immediate face turn.
Yeah, in the lake, the Great Protector takes Shang-Chi, who arrives at the barrier to confront his father once more. Wenwu loses control of his rings to Shang-Chi during the fight, but he's spared. Shang-Chi declares that his family needs him. Soon after, the Dweller in Darkness emerges from the weakened barrier. Realizing that his sister-in-law was telling the truth, Wenwu saves his son and passes his rings onto him before the Dweller fully steals his soul. The Great Protector is nearly killed by Soul Eaters and the Dweller, but is fortunately saved by Xialing and Chen. With the help of his sister and the Great Protector, Shang-Chi uses the rings to tear the Dweller into pieces, ending the battle. This whole fucking kaiju fucking fight here, very good.
I love a big monster fight.
Yeah.
If I had to complain about one thing about this movie, and I do contractually, it's that as cool as the big like kaiju of legend CGI fight is, it's kind of a step down from the father-son kung fu off.
Yeah, it is. I mean, I'm not disagreeing with you there.
I'm into it. Don't get me wrong, I'm into it, but the father-son thing really feels like it was the climax, and then we're just on the slope towards the credits here.
Right. Yeah. I mean, it had to be
cool design though. The big soul sucker, real cool design.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, there's two ways they could have gone with it. They either, have him die like they did, or he like joins Shang-Chi and join Shang-Chi and they like try to bring it down together.
Yeah, they don't. The Marvel movies don't do a whole lot of redemption by anything other than death.
Right.
If you're getting redeemed, you're going to die very soon.
Have my rings. That's his redemption.
That's it. And now my soul's gone.
Yeah.
Who knew the soul looked like a very transparent rainbow?
Had no idea. I'm so glad this totally real movie.
Thanks, science.
Thank you. Yeah. I like the thing, and
there is a bunch of cool shit that happens in this fight though.
Yeah.
Like just all of the aerial shit with the rings jumping between the two kaiju, for lack of a better word. Like there's a ring floating in the air, Shang jumps onto it, grabs it, flings himself onto another one, and then jumps from the dragon to the fucking Soul Sucker. It's fuck.
We all know I love a oneer, and this movie has like 3 pretty good oneers that are all involve like action.
Sick action.
Yeah. It's that shot's really cool. Yeah.
Yep.
I agree.
It's fucking sick.
Although victorious, both the people of Tarlo and the Ten Rings suffered heavy losses. The surviving combatants, including Nen, the Ten Rings, and Slattery, hold a Oh, yeah. The whole playing dead thing.
Yeah, Morris comes up to him.
He's such a bitch.
Like, you okay? He's like, I'm playing dead, now get down. It's so good. God. What do you expect him to do? He's not a fighter.
Yeah, he's definitely not.
Even when he was like the world's most feared terrorist, he's not a fighter. There was one other thing. When Shang-Chi's doing his big 10 rings burst final attack thing, he does a lot of spins in the air, and it makes me think he's like building up momentum for something. He's going to come down for a big strike, but then he doesn't.
No.
And I feel like the movie sort of fucking blue balls me there a bit. It's like he's going to do this big attack, and then he just explosion.
He's controlling the rings inside of the creature is what he's doing. So when he spins like that, you see the rings spin inside.
Yeah.
You just expected more.
Expecting something a bit more spectacular.
All right. Well, bummer.
That's fine. It's you know what? I'm going to write it down as my stank now.
Shang-Chi bids goodbye to his father. He and Chen return to San Francisco and tell the story of their adventure to Sue and John, who do not believe them. Wong emerges from a portal and brings Shang-Chi and Chen to Kamatage to discuss the origin of his father's rings, making Sue and John realize that they were telling the truth. Carol Danvers and Bruce Banner are contacted for help, but they turn out to be clueless. Upon further examination...
Who knew?
Upon further examination, the mystical relics are shown to have a beacon transmitting a mysterious message. Meanwhile, Zhao Ling returns to the Ten Rings headquarters and becomes the new leader of the organization. There we go. That's all the credit scenes.
Love it. I have no notes.
Notes.
Actually, I do have notes.
Mm-hmm.
As far as post-credit scenes go, this one is interesting in that it feels like it teases something, and we haven't quite had the payoff for that tease yet.
Not at all.
Which is wild. It's been a while, man. It's been 2 years.
Mm-hmm.
Still nothing. Multiple projects have released since then,
which
means it's still something we can speculate about. So let's speculate. What do you think those 10 rings were a beacon for?
I really have no idea, bro. Like, you look at the upcoming movies, and I have no idea.
Because I feel like a lot of us at the time thought, like, oh, maybe this is an Eternals tie-in, right?
Yes, that was...
Maybe it's signaling fucking Celestial that it's time to come and eat the fucking world or whatever.
Yeah, that was
and then Eternals rolled around, and then no mention of any rings.
Prevailing theory at the time.
Similarly, I love that Captain Marvel and Bruce Banner are the two go-tos here for the Avengers now.
Right.
And in terms of mystical shit, Wong doesn't know what's going on. And somehow they think that the Gamma scientist and the space lady will know.
Right.
No.
Maybe it ties into Fantastic Four. Depending on who's in that movie.
Because, like, I guess the mystery of where the rings come from, that's, like, what is at the core of this, right?
Yes.
In the comic books, they were literally rings belonging to aliens. Was there a Fin Fang Foom connection?
I have no idea.
I feel like there was. I would love for them to be actual hand rings for Fin Fang Foom, because that would track with the size.
It was Fin Fang Foom's voyage that first brought the 10 rings of power to Earth. So
yeah. So if Fin Fang Foom shows up in Shang-Chi 2, just know that I called it here first. No one else has done this. Definitely not.
There you go.
And if he does show up, I hope he's wearing his stupid purple shorts.
I mean, that, you know, the sequel's coming. When, we don't know. It doesn't have a date or anything.
When woo?
Wenwu, we don't know. Yeah, I mean, it's I doubt the Marvels is gonna have anything to do with it.
Although quantum bands, those are a thing. Like the space technology, I wouldn't put it past it.
Well, it could, but from everything we've seen of that movie,
it'd be weird.
I don't think it's gonna.
It'd be out of place, but yeah.
Deadpool 3, definitely not.
No, absolutely not.
Captain America, definitely not.
No. Do we know who the villain is in that?
Do we know?
I know it was. I feel like it was supposed to be a Serpent Society thing at some point, or was that Civil War?
That was.
Point being, it's nice to have Civil War. Mysteries in the MCU that we don't have answers to again.
Yeah, Serpent Society was Civil War.
That's
when
right.
they did that the whole change thing. They were like, I don't like that. Can we change that?
And they were probably correct in doing that.
Yeah.
With the benefit of hindsight, that was maybe the best choice they could have made.
The leader is in Brave New World.
Yeah.
Finally cashing in on that fucking...
The longest setup. The longest unshot Chekhov's gun in the MCU.
Yeah, exactly.
Fucking wild.
God damn.
I mean, look, the... oh, fuck, what's that group from She-Hulk called? The...
Which one?
The group of men's rights activists.
Oh, God, I don't remember what they called themselves. Anyway. Thunderbolts, no. Blade, probably not.
Probably not.
Yeah, I mean, it's either just directly going to tie into the sequel.
Intelligentsia, that's what it was.
That's right, yeah.
Watch out, Intelligentsia coming in the next Captain America. Yeah, you know what? If the big bad villains of a Captain America movie were men's rights activists, I would not be surprised. Yeah, that feels like politically,
sure.
Current.
I'd be into it. Yeah. So it's either going to be just directly the sequel to this movie, or Fantastic Four, or the two Avengers movies somehow.
Okay, so I'll call my shot here and now. The beacon is for Fin Fang Foom to come and collect his rings, which are literally going to be hand rings for a giant dragon man.
That's true.
It makes sense that they would be arm-sized for a man.
Hell yeah.
And not a dragon man. How many times can I add the word man to a sentence? Man.
You've done a lot.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I like that the stinger for this movie says the 10 rings will return.
Yeah, that's another thing. The 10 rings will return. There was a recent movie that said someone would return. I'm like, when the fuck's that going to happen? There's the end of another movie that was recently, and that I was like, okay, I guess. Lots of characters, they lots of things they say will return, and I'm like, what? Okay, when? If you say so.
Yeah, this gets into that point we brought up a few episodes back where we were just like, nothing that has been planted in Phase 4 has really been paid off yet. With
lots of setup.
One or two things. Yeah, and we're getting to the point now where it's like, I feel like we need to see some payoff.
Yeah.
Otherwise, all of the setup is just going to feel for naught.
Yeah, exactly. It's just, you just keep setting things up and nothing's coming of any of it. It's like...
And look, that's fine. Like, not everything needs to be paid off. There's definitely some loose ends in the first 3 phases that never got paid off, and that's fine. We can have loose ends.
Yeah.
We're not all pedantic, insufferable pricks. Just most of us.
Sure. No, I think it's a very small percentage. Let us now talk about our Starks and our Stanks. What did we like and not like about Shang-Chi and the Legend of the Ten Rings? Who went first last week?
Last week was What If, and I feel like it was maybe me. I feel like it was me.
Well, I'll just go anyway.
Okay, you do that.
Thank you so much. My first Stark. This is an obvious one, but the fight scenes are very good. Easily the best hand-to-hand fight scenes in the MCU so far. Even the CG stuff at the end, very good.
Yep. Hard agree. My first Stark is top tier fight scenes. They are pretty much untouchable.
Mm-hmm.
Like, there's a lot of good shit in the MCU as far as fight scenes go, but this is like, they're well choreographed and they're well shot.
Well shot, well edited.
Rare. It is rare that you get both of those things at once.
Especially in the MCU.
Yeah, like I'll talk all day about how much I love Winter Soldier's action.
Yeah.
It's well choreographed.
Mm-hmm.
It has some editing problems.
It does.
This is just big ups.
My second Stark is that I think this is one of the best superhero origin movies. It feels fresh and interesting while still hitting a lot of the beats of an origin movie, and without feeling forced. Like it does. It's like, he's who is he, and then he figures it out, and he's got powers at the end. It's like typical stuff. But it's all handled like really fresh and interesting, and it's not just like, I don't know. It doesn't feel generic.
It's not an origin story in the sense that it's like the person is gaining powers and becoming this. It's that Shang-Chi's always been this. He's just sort of reclaiming it.
Right.
And so he's already halfway there when we meet him. It's just the unraveling of that story and getting back in touch with his roots, and then doing all the crazy fantasy shit. I agree. It is a fantastic origin story. It is the setup being that he's already a fucking master kung fu man.
Yeah.
He's just not using it. It helps trim a lot of the fat that comes with a lot of origin stories, I think. Like, we don't waste a shitload of time here.
Right.
It's nice.
Yeah.
But I agree. It's not my second Stark, but I do agree.
What is your second Stark?
My second Stark is Simu Liu is excellent. He's very good. Like, a lot of the cast of this movie is fantastic, but is this his first acting role?
It's not his first acting role. It is his first starring role. He's been he did mostly comedies, I believe, before this, and it was like he's like a side character. He's like he's not a lead.
Well, as his first starring role, he fucking knocks it out of the park. He does so well.
Yeah, he's really good.
Yeah, he's a fucking natural.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing more of him in the MCU one day.
Go see the Barbie movie. He's quite good in that.
Yeah, he is. He is good. My first Stank. Again, look, it's
real hard.
I had no idea.
Grasping at straws here.
So I mentioned it earlier. The middle of the movie feels a little slow. From the time they're brought back home to the end battle at Talo, it starts to drag a little. Again, I don't think they could have edited anything out. I think it's all necessary.
It all feels very necessary, yeah.
Yeah. But it just starts. I go, all right. When does the battle start?
I think a lot of that is also because when the action picks up in this movie, it fucking picks up.
Yeah.
And so when it lulls for too long, you're just like, oh, I want back to the fight.
Show me another fight, please.
Damn, I want people punching each other.
We get like a semi-car chase, but it's not great. It's not.
Yeah, it's very short.
But we do get that bike flip. We got a bike flip.
You get that bike flip.
Yeah.
You do.
It's pretty cool.
Flip. And then you get that fantastic Planet of the Apes bit.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, look, I don't necessarily agree. I think it's fine. But when you're really grasping for bad things to say about this movie, I can see it. Yeah, sure.
Yeah. What's your first Stank?
My first Stank is that the big CGI monster fight is kind of less interesting than the father-son battle that precedes it.
Yep.
Both visually and thematically. I think it's cool. I think a lot of cool stuff does happen, but I just think the climax of this movie is Wenwu versus Shang-Chi.
Yeah.
And then it's just a kind of slow slide down into the credits. Which is fine. We can have a downhill slide for the end.
Yeah. I agree. I will say the CG is very good though. Like people have been complaining about CG lately, but like the creatures at the end of this movie are really good.
In the MCU, it can be a little bit spotty, which is not necessarily the fault of the people making the things.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, I agree. It is mostly quite good in this movie, I think.
But I absolutely agree. Yeah, it is kind of
they made a choice.
Yeah, they made a choice.
I'm not sure it's the choice I would have made, but right. I mean, it's fine. What's your second stank?
His costume's kind of boring. That's it.
Yep.
It's just as it shows up again on the background. Good timing.
Like it was meant to be. Yeah, look, if it wasn't for that dragon scale texture, it would be just I would actually feel pretty negatively about it. The texture does a lot of it for me.
Mm-hmm.
The fact that it's just a top.
Yeah.
And it just kind of has black pants.
Yeah.
It's like, can you have a headband?
No. Can't have that.
No? Damn it. Actors and putting things on their face, man, they don't like it.
It's true, they don't. What's your second stank?
My second stank is that Death Dealer gets jobbed out. You get that really cool fight with Shang-Chi and Death Dealer just after the Fight Club scene.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And it's really fucking cool. Yes. And it kind of hypes you up for the rematch that's going to happen later. And it just doesn't happen because Death Dealer gets jobbed the fuck out by a soul-sucking bat demon.
Yes. Yeah, I agree.
And then fucking Razor Fist gets to... Look, if you wanted to have the haha comedy, the villain gets punked out thing, Razor Fist's right there. He's right there.
It's an interesting choice they made. I agree.
Not that Death Dealer is like a compelling character or anything, but it's a very cool design, and they already had a sick fight, so just give me more of that.
Right. Yes.
Both of my stanks amount to give more fight, please. Please, sir, I'd like some more.
All right. Those are our Starks and our stanks. We both like this movie.
That is correct.
Now it is time to rank this movie. We have a list on letterboxd.com.
Alrighty. Currently, the list stands at Captain America the Winter Soldier at number 1, Thor Ragnarok at number 2, Avengers Endgame at number 3, Iron Man 3 at number 4, Guardians of the Galaxy at number 5, Avengers Infinity War at number 6, Captain America Civil War at number 7, Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2 at number 8, The Avengers at number 9, Black Panther at number 10. Then we have Captain America the First Avenger, Loki, WandaVision, Ant-Man, Doctor Strange, Spider-Man Homecoming. What If? I almost said Marvel Studios Assembled, but no, it's What If. Iron Man, The Falcon and the Winter Soldier, Spider-Man Far From Home, Black Widow, Thor, Ant-Man and the Wasp, Captain Marvel, Avengers Age of Ultron, The Incredible Hulk, Thor the Dark World, and Iron Man 2 at the bottom.
Where it will stay forever and ever until the end of time.
Yep, until the heat death of the universe. So you did your Starks and Stanks first. Would you like me to put an initial placing for Shang-Chi?
Yes, because I already placed it, and I would like to see how close I got.
I think that Shang-Chi and the Legend of the Ten Rings is above the Avengers.
And we're done. All right.
Is that where you put it?
I honestly, look, I put it at where did I originally have it? I had it at 11 underneath Black Panther and Avengers. So, and I was thinking about it. I was like, is it... I think it's better, like, it's better than Avengers, but is it better than Black Panther? But then we got the list the way it is. So I was like, you know, I'll see what Josh does. If he wants to put it above Avengers, I'm okay with that.
Yeah, look.
I wasn't sure where you'd land on Black Panther.
I really like Black Panther. This and Shang-Chi and Black Panther occupy a very similar space in my brain. and I'm not sure if anyone should read too far into that. But they're both like really good origin stories. They cut out a lot of the fat that a lot of origin stories do have.
Yeah.
They've got interesting characters, fun set pieces. The thing that puts it above Black Panther for me is that CG is definitely a lot better in this. Action scenes are much better.
Yes.
The thing that puts it above Avengers is that it's just a better movie. Yes. And it's definitely got a style. It feels like a fucking kung fu movie.
Yeah, it does.
Disney budget.
Yeah.
Whereas the Avengers just feels like Avengers. Looking back on, feels weird in terms of its like cinematic style. In that it has none.
Now, let me pose this question to you.
Sure, pose a question, please.
Is this better than Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2? Because to me it is.
I think maybe it's a better movie. Maybe. I definitely feel more watching Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2. But that doesn't necessarily make it a better movie, you know?
I think this has a better father-son story than Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2 has.
I think that depends on... You're a father. You probably have more insight into this than I do.
Yeah, so that's why it's better.
I don't know, like... I don't know if I agree with that. I think it's definitely a better rounded movie, though.
I think it's a better rounded movie. I think when it comes to the relationship between the father and the son, if you look at each movie, you know, Ego, he's just there.
Sure.
He just shows up. He says, "I'm your dad," and then, and then there's like, they figure out he's not a good guy, and then they kill him.
Yep.
Shang-Chi is his father's extremely abusive, and his mother's dead, and he feels some sort of guilt for that, but also his father, and it's a more complicated, more interesting relationship than the main. It's really the main story of Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2, which is less interesting to me.
Yeah, look, I think Shang-Chi has a lot more going on in terms of like how the characters interact with that relationship and that generational trauma. I think Guardians has more to say about, like, I don't know how to put it. Guardians has more to say about like the casualties of those relationships, less than it does the people like interacting with the relationship itself. I don't know, something about Shang-Chi's like father-son dealings doesn't really hit home for me, just because Wenwu kind of gets like redeemed in the end, but it's too late, and he hasn't also like he doesn't earn it. He doesn't do anything to earn it.
Right. But Ego doesn't get redeemed, and also doesn't earn it,
and nor should he.
But it's like,
I think that's because he's not the father figure being redeemed in that. It's Yondu.
That's true, but also I feel like the Yondu thing just comes out of nowhere. It's like, I don't. I've always been your daddy. You're like, what the fuck? Since when, bro? You're being a dickhead, being an asshole the whole time.
Sure, he's been an asshole, but there are like parts of Guardians 1 where he's sort of fatherly towards Quill. I don't know. I disagree on that front. I will say I have no issue with putting it above Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2 on the grounds that it is a better paced, more well-rounded story.
All right, Shang-Chi at number 8 above Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2.
There you go. I disagree with what you're saying, but I don't disagree with your ultimate point here.
It's a better movie.
Yeah, sure.
Okay, I should have just said that then.
I agree. That's what I'm saying. So what I started with was, I think it's a better movie. I definitely feel less watching it, but it is a better movie.
Fair enough. Done.
Well, good. I'm glad.
Now let me read the list.
Yeah, let me get my popcorn.
Here we go. At number 1, we have Captain America, the Winter Soldier. Number 2, Thor Ragnarok. Number 3, Avengers Endgame. Number 4, Iron Man 3. Number 5, Guardians of the Galaxy. Number 6, Avengers Infinity War. Number 7, Captain America Civil War. Our new number 8, Shang-Chi and the Legend of the Ten Rings. Number 9, Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2, Avengers, Black Panther, etc. and so on. Yay!
You did it. You read the whole list.
Read the whole list. You don't need to keep going after the new movie, you know?
It's true, yeah.
Fantastic.
Watch me do it again next week.
Let's just do it again next week when we talk about The Eternals.
Oh, hell yeah. I wasn't sure how I would react to having to watch that again until it dawned on me just then, you know?
Okay.
I'm excited.
I'm also excited to watch it again. I haven't seen it since cinemas. I think I started to watch it when it first hit Disney Plus, and I got sidetracked, and then I never went back.
It's the kind of movie that you can't really have on in the background, I feel.
It's a lot of talking.
Yeah, it is a lot of talking.
There's not a whole lot of action in that movie. There's like a few scenes.
There's some action.
Like I said, there's a few scenes.
Yep.
But
some would say that those action scenes feel like what I would want out of a Justice League movie. I would say that specifically.
People would say that. Some people would say that.
It's me. I would say that.
Yeah,
but I haven't seen this movie in a while, so maybe I've changed my mind on that.
It's a good-looking movie. I remember that.
It's certainly stylish.
Yes.
And there's some good performances going on there, I feel.
Mm-hmm. I remember them killing the wrong people.
Oh, yes. I think that's... define wrong. Are you saying wrong because they're your favorite?
Yes.
Okay. Now let me counter that with saying I think that's why they're the right person to kill.
That is true.
You wouldn't have cared if it was anyone else, because I wouldn't have.
That is true. It's the Joss Whedon school of killing people. It's like...
Yep, kill the one they like.
Yep.
Then they'll hate watch you.
Exactly. Anyway, that's what we're watching next week. Eternals.
Yep. I feel like it's significantly longer than Shang-Chi.
I know it's long. Eternals runtime. But Shang-Chi is also pretty long.
Yeah, it's longer than I remember, but it doesn't feel it.
It's 2 hours and 37 minutes. So
that's not that much longer. It's like, what, half an hour?
That's a long time. Especially because they announced the runtime for... Well, they didn't announce it, but there's like a rumor that the Marvels is like 98 minutes or something.
And then we all breathed a sigh of relief.
Fucking finally, short movie for once.
Stank or Stank to come in and under an hour.
I mean, we did What If, and that didn't have much of a plot, and it still went for like 2 hours, so, you know.
And not if you look at the first upload. Went for about 18 minutes.
Yeah, I don't know what happened there. But anyway, we don't talk about that. We don't talk about that.
Talk about what?
You got the memo. I paged you. I sent you a page. Remember? Is that it? Is that the page?
It's blank.
Damn it. I forgot to write on it. I just sent you the page.
Yeah, I wasn't sure what I was supposed to do with that.
I thought if I just sent you a blank page, you would know.
I'm not old enough to have known what a pager is for or how a pager works.
A pager basically.
I'm also not a drug dealer.
Just gives you that sends you a phone number as like, and then you just have to call that phone number.
The least useful thing for someone like me who hates talking on the phone.
Yeah, it's pretty dumb.
Yeah.
Super dumb. Anyway,